In a stunning decision, the Supreme Court has struck down President Trump's Liberation Day tariff plan, dismantling a central pillar of his economic agenda. The ruling marks a decisive check on presidential authority, ending years of legal battles over executive power in trade. At issue, whether a president can unilaterally impose sweeping tariffs by declaring a national emergency. The court's answer? A resounding no. For American companies, it's a long-awaited victory. For the White House, a stinging defeat that sets a precedent limiting future presidents. Trump's tariffs, designed to punish countries like China and Mexico, are now invalidated, forcing a chaotic unwinding of years-old policy. Markets are already reacting, and the nation faces a massive, complicated refund process for collected tariffs. The court hasn't just struck down a policy, it's redrawn the boundaries of presidential power, ensuring the debate over trade and executive authority will dominate headlines. As the dust settles, America must now reevaluate its trade strategy and the limits of presidential reach. Trump's Liberation Day tariffs were the centerpiece of his America First doctrine, targeting countries with large trade surpluses like China, Mexico, and Canada. The administration claimed tariffs would revive U.S. manufacturing and protect American jobs by making foreign goods more expensive. Trump invoked the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEEPA, declaring trade deficits a national emergency, a move many experts questioned. This allowed him to bypass Congress and act unilaterally, a high-stakes gamble that would become the focus of legal challenges. Trump boasted the tariffs would generate massive revenue, even suggesting they could replace income taxes, a claim widely disputed by economists. In reality, tariffs are taxes paid by U.S. importers with costs passed to American businesses and consumers. The Liberation Day tariffs became a flashpoint, exposing deep misunderstandings about how trade policy impacts the economy. The Supreme Court's scrutiny would soon reveal the true cost of this economic experiment. The bold gamble, once hailed as patriotic, now stands as a cautionary tale of executive overreach. The legal fight against the tariffs was led by American businesses who argued Trump had overstepped his authority under IEEPA. Plaintiffs claim the Constitution gives Congress, not the President, the power to levy taxes and duties. They argued trade deficits aren't the extraordinary threat IEEPA was meant to address, accusing the administration of twisting the law to sidestep Congress. A key blow, Trump publicly called tariffs a revenue bonanza, while his lawyers insisted they were regulatory tools, not taxes, a contradiction the justices seized on. Justice Sotomayor and others noted tariffs function as taxes on Americans, regardless of official justifications. The court found the president's use of IEEPA for broad tariffs unconstitutional, reaffirming Congress's primary role in trade and taxation. The ruling delivers a powerful check on presidential power, ensuring future trade wars require legislative approval. The case sets a new standard for the limits of executive action in economic policy. President Trump's response to the Supreme Court's decision was explosive. He called it a disgrace, accused the justices of political bias, and warned of economic ruin. His social media outbursts and press briefings fueled a political firestorm, deepening national divisions and putting pressure on Republican lawmakers. Supporters rallied, decrying an activist judiciary, while critics saw the meltdown as a distraction from the policy's failure. Trump's attacks on the court undermine public trust in democratic institutions and escalate the conflict between the executive and judicial branches. The spectacle ensures political drama overshadows the economic reality, a familiar tactic for the administration. As the president doubles down, the nation faces a turbulent political season, with the balance of power at stake. The fallout isn't just about tariffs. It's about the future of constitutional checks and balances. The battle lines are drawn for a prolonged struggle over presidential authority. The Supreme Court's ruling has triggered a logistical nightmare. The U.S. Treasury must refund over $100 billion in tariffs to thousands of companies. The scale dwarfs any previous refund effort, with businesses anxiously awaiting payments and facing new uncertainty. The process is complex. Tracking payments, verifying claims, and disbursing funds will take years. The refunds go to importers, but economists note most costs were passed to consumers, who won't see a dime. This has sparked outrage. Corporations get a windfall, while American families who paid higher prices get nothing. Consumer advocates and lawmakers are demanding answers, calling the process unfair and highlighting the disconnect between policy intent and real-world impact. The refund meant to fix an illegal tax now risks fueling further political discontent. As the government scrambles to manage the fallout, the episode exposes deep flaws in how trade policy is implemented and unwound. The billion-dollar conundrum is a stark reminder of the far-reaching consequences of executive overreach. The Supreme Court's scrutiny exposed a crucial truth. Tariffs are taxes on Americans, not foreign exporters. Trump's narrative that China was footing the bill crumbled. U.S. importers paid the duties, passing costs to consumers. The result, higher prices on everything from electronics to groceries, hitting lower and middle-income families hardest. Tariffs also raised costs for U.S. manufacturers, making them less competitive and undermining claims of a manufacturing revival. Economic data showed the policy hurt the very people it was meant to help, fueling widespread opposition. The court's decision validated public frustration, forcing a national reckoning with the real impact of protectionist trade policies. Polls revealed most Americans opposed the tariffs, feeling the pinch in their daily lives. The ruling clarifies. When government imposes tariffs, it's the American people who pay the price. The episode has sparked a broader debate about the true cost of economic nationalism. The Supreme Court's decision does more than end a single policy. It sets a precedent curbing the president's power to wage trade wars unilaterally. By closing the IEEPA loophole, the court ensures future tariffs require congressional oversight and stricter legal standards. Any president seeking new tariffs must now navigate more restrictive statutes, with greater transparency and checks. The ruling is a victory for separation of powers, restoring Congress's authority over economic policy. It pushes back against decades of expanding executive power in trade, encouraging lawmakers to reclaim their constitutional role. The case will shape American politics and trade for years, moving the nation toward a more deliberate, lawful approach. The judiciary's role in upholding constitutional limits is reaffirmed, even amid political turmoil. In the long run, the decision strengthens the rule of law and the foundational principles of American democracy.